Well, it's the day before Thanksgiving, and like with most Thanksgivings this year, we're going to be barbecuing a turkey. Only difference is this year I thought I would videotape the whole process to give you an idea on how I barbecue turkey. And we're going to show you through this video the recipe that I use, how we prepare the turkey using the brine, and how I use my gas grill with some smoke to prepare a really good barbecue turkey. Most of what I learned from my late father-in-law on this subject. He was a big fan of smoking various meats, and every Thanksgiving he loved to barbecue turkey. So I've carried on the tradition, added my own little twist. When you go to barbecue a turkey, I'm sure you'll be doing it your way with your ideas as well. So I'm going to show you the recipe. I'm going to show you some other things to make it really come out good. So let's get started. Okay, so one of the things that I found very helpful is actually, believe it or not, to keep a journal. You can see this is started here in 2004, and it's my Smoker Barbecue Journal, which I use to kind of record everything that I've done when I go to barbecue a turkey or anything else. So if I look at the last time I did this, and it looks like I barbecued a turkey back in July. I've got the brine recipe, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, and the Baste recipe. And then I've got notes here that show, you know, what time I put it in, how long I left the smoke running, how long it took, at what temperatures, and then what the results were. So from this you can learn doing it time and again, and you can improve the process. Because trust me, if you don't do that, by next time you do it, you're going to forget everything that you did last time. Well, like I said a minute ago, the first step in barbecuing a turkey is to brine it, which just means to soak it in salt water, which acts as a preservative and also keeps it nice and moist through the barbecue smoking process. So my recipe calls for 2 cups of kosher salt in 2.5 gallons of water, which I'm going to put in this bucket in just a minute. And that's not a real strong solution, actually. It's pretty dilute. So like my late father-in-law used to say, you can always add more salt, but you sure can't take it out. So, all right, so I've added the salt, and I've got the 2.5 gallons of water, and you notice now I'm stirring it with a wooden spoon. They say you're not supposed to use any metal. This is a plastic bucket, and it's a wooden spoon. I think the reason is if you use metal, it can impart a metallic taste to the brine, and you certainly don't want that. So we're ready to put this bird in the salt water, brine solution, and we'll just lower it in here. And that's cold water. You don't want this to be warm because this is poultry. I'm going to cover this, and then I'm going to stick it outside. It's about 45-50 degrees outside. We'll put it in for 3 hours, and then we'll take it out, rinse it, and we'll put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then we'll barbecue it in the morning. Okay, well, it's now been 3 hours, and the brining is now done. So we're going to take this turkey out. We're going to put it into the sink, and we're going to just rinse it out good, get all the excess brine off it, and then we're going to wrap it back up in saran wrap, plastic foil, and put it back in the refrigerator overnight because we're not going to start smoking it until the morning. Okay, so what I'm doing here now, the next morning, and we're going to get the barbecue ready to smoke the turkey. And I'm going to take some tin foil and I'm going to put it over the left side of the grill in order to keep the flames from coming up directly underneath the turkey. We want to run the heat on the right side and maybe a little bit of heat underneath here to keep it even. But we don't want those flames coming up too directly on the turkey. So what I've done here is I put some tin foil over the grill where the flames come. And put this back grates on here, as you can see. And we're going to take a aluminum foil or aluminum baking pan, and we're going to set the turkey in here. So we're going to have indirect heat coming over this way and a little bit underneath to keep the heat even. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to get the chips ready for the smoking. And what we've got here is, you can buy these in the store. These are oak chips, as you can see, made by Jack Daniels. Always a good choice. That's what I'm going to use today. I've also got here some hickory chips, but hickory's a little strong for me, so I'm probably going to skip this today and just run it with the Jack Daniels oak chips. And this barbecue grill, it's a gas grill, comes with a smoker, a chip tray that you can use to actually generate the smoke. And if you don't have one of those, you can simply take a piece of tin foil and you can create a little pocket here, and just fold this up and leave a little bit of room for air, and just leave this over the part where you've got flames, and that'll heat up. As you can see here, I've been soaking these chips so that they don't catch flame too quickly. So what I've got here now to stuff this turkey is I've got some fresh rosemary that I went outside and picked from the landscaping and from the garden. We've got an awful lot of this in the neighborhood. I've also taken a couple lemons and I've sliced those up, and I've got some sliced garlic, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to stuff it into the turkey. Now the way you do this, I've already gone in and I've actually put my hand in here, gotten real friendly with this turkey, and separated the skin from the turkey. So I've got little pockets throughout this whole bird that I can now use to stuff lemon and the garlic and the rosemary. Garlic. And we'll put one in the cavity, why not? Can't hurt, right? So there you have it. Okay, so now we've got the turkey stuffed with the rosemary, the lemon, and the garlic, and we're going to now position it here on the grill. And we've got this little, I'm not sure what you call this contraption, but it's something to hold the turkey up off the pan so that the smoke can circulate and it's not just sitting down there getting kind of mashed up against the bottom of the pan here. So I like to take the turkey now, and I actually prefer to cook it upside down with the breast down. The reason for that is that lets the juices, as it's cooking and smoking, run down into the breast, which tends to be the drier part of the turkey. So I found that's a good success. We're going to go about 5 or maybe 6 hours. About hour 4, 4.5, I'm going to turn the bird back over to let the top brown, because it looks a little better that way, and be sure that it's cooked evenly. And I'll be monitoring this for the whole time. Try to run it around 250 to 275 degrees. That should be about right. Alright, well now we're going to make the baste. We got plenty of time to get this going. And I'm going to look at my smoker journal, my barbecue journal from last time, and I pretty much like the recipe from last time with a little bit of a tweak. So let's take a look at what we've got here. We got 2 cups of chicken broth. Low salt I prefer, because there's already plenty of salt in the brine solution, so we don't need to add any more salt. Half a stick of butter. We got a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to have 1/3 cup of lemon juice. And here's something I tried last couple times, which came out real good. 1/3 cup of dry sherry wine. And you can get this at Trader Joe's or a lot of different places. Don't use cooking sherry. It comes with salt and it really doesn't taste that good. Use the real thing. Pale dry sherry from Spain. Then we've got garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon. We got 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon, or this time I'm going to use a tablespoon of tabasco. That's my preference.
you may want less, or you may want to leave that out. Quarter teaspoon of poultry seasoning, a teaspoon of dry basil, a tablespoon of parsley, dry parsley, and a teaspoon of rosemary. We're going to use this to baste the turkey while it's in the smoker, while it's in the barbecue, and this is going to end up in the drippings. So this is all going to end up in the gravy along with the turkey drippings themselves. So what you put in here is going to end up in the gravy. All right, we're about half an hour into this now, and you can see that the turkey is now starting to warm up. Skin is starting to dry out, so we're going to start putting a little baste on here. And you can hear that. And I just spoon it on is all I do. I don't believe in brushing it on. You pretty much brush it off if you brush it on. So this is going to keep that skin moist and keep it from drying out too quickly, and also add a good flavor. Like I said before, this is all going to end up in the pan drippings. So whatever spices you use is going to end up in your gravy. And that to me looks really good. Now we're going to take the wood chips, which I've been soaking here in water. These are the Jack Daniel oak chips, and I've wrapped these in tin foil. And we're going to put these over the right-hand grill, the right-hand burner, I should say. You can hear them sizzling there. They're going to start smoking in a few minutes, which ought to make this this turkey very, very happy. So we'll see what happens. Well, I've come back out here now, and I'm seeing that the temperature, in fact, has dropped to about 280 degrees, and I think that's a real good temperature to continue to run this at. So we're going to leave it here. I think that's good. We'll check and see how the turkey's cooking as it progresses through the 4, 5, 6 hours, and we'll adjust it from there. And as you can see, we're starting to get some good smoke coming out of the barbecue from the oak chips. Well, we're now 2.5 hours into it, and we're at 250, 240 degrees, which is pretty good temperature. But the problem was that I had gotten up to 300 degrees for a while and had a hard time getting it back down. So we may lower it a little bit more and see if we can't increase the cooking time a little bit. Otherwise, this is going to be done a little bit too quick. But anyways, looking pretty good. Now, one thing you're going to want is a meat thermometer to be sure that this turkey is done. We're 2.5 hours into it, and it looks like we're probably getting up to close to 165, 170 degrees here at the fattest part of where the leg joins the breast. That's where you want to take the temperature. We're going to try to get it to 180 degrees, so we got a little bit of ways to go, which is good because I want it to cook a little bit longer. Well, now we're 3 hours into the cooking, and I've actually just turned over the bird now to let it start browning up with the breast up. So we're just going to put a little more baste on it here to keep it moist, and it's going to take another hour. Maybe an hour and a half if I continue running. It's about 225 now, so we'll see. Well, it's now been about 4.5 hours, and guess what? This turkey is done. So we're going to turn down the gas, or actually turn it off here, and let it slowly cool down in the barbecue while we're making up the fixings. And a little secret about any kind of turkey is you let it cool down a little bit before you start carving it, because that'll keep the juices in, and it'll be actually more moist than if you start cutting it when it's hot. So, looks like we're done.
Buon appetito!